Hello and welcome to Griffith Oval for round 9 of the 2019 Griffin Legal John Dent Cup for Bar TV. I'm Ryan Murphy, taking you through all the action of the Han Super Dry Match of the Round between East and the Queanbeyan Whites. The visitors today, the Whites, have been much improved in the past 2 weeks. After a shaky start, it has to be said, to the start of the season, 50-12 win at the Owls. Last time out, truly a statement of their arrival into contention this year. East, on the other hand, struggling for form so far this year, and I'm joined today by Paul Angelados. And Paul, results probably not where they need to be, but still a lot of signs of growth for East this year.
Yeah, we haven't started the way we would have liked after such a turnaround season last year, where we had, I think, 4 wins and a couple of draws in first grade. Had our Colts side performing really well last year. We haven't continued on the way we would have liked. Our Colts are starting to show some really good form. They didn't get the job done today, but again, a lot of promise there. And I guess what's pleasing to see is some of the young guys getting opportunities now to play up into first grade. But we're really hoping that our first grade can kick on today and get our first win for the season.
What's got to change, Paul, from your point of view?
Well, I think we've leaked something like 200 points in the last 3 games. So clearly the thing that's got to be tightened up is our defence. So I know Tim Cornforth and the other coaches have been really working hard this last week on trying to rectify the defence. So I think that you'll see that's where the focus is going to be today, and hopefully it will be the thing that gets us our first win.
Absolutely, and hoping to build on that culture that's been forming over East in the past 2 seasons, of course, and having Tim Cornforth at the head of that, hoping to just kick on today. But is it a must-win? In terms of the season, getting back into those playoff contention spots where East probably think they should be?
Look, I think at this stage, I know Tim at the start of the season was absolutely focused on getting the team into the finals. But I think now a win for us is just important to get some belief back in the playing group. And I think if we can do that today, it'll start to help us build some momentum and start the playing group to believe that we can do something for the rest of the season. And then, if I can use the old cliche, it'll be 1 week at a time.
Absolutely, and we've seen over the last couple of years in this competition that teams can put runs together late in the year. We saw the Eagles do it last year, for example, and yeah, absolutely, so much time left in this season, but a fascinating contest today with the 2 bottom place sides, but I suppose heading in different directions, with Queanbeyan having a really big result last week against the Owls. That was a bit of a shock, wasn't it, that scoreline, 50-12, given that Owls have started quite brightly as well this year?
Yeah, look, I must admit, I didn't see that game. I usually do watch most of the Bar TV games on replay.
Great mention.
Yeah, I didn't see that one. But I do know that Queanbeyan had a particularly strong side last week, a couple of Brumbies playing for them. Also a couple of new recruits, and Owls, from what I gather, had a lot of injuries. So any team in this comp, if you're slightly below your best, you run the risk of being towed up.
Absolutely, and I think it's an unknown going into this game, Paul, is that the lack of McCaffrey and Lucas for this Queanbeyan side. They just brought so much in that game last week for Queanbeyan. We'll run you down through the sides as we prepare for the Whites and East arrival onto the park here at Griffith. It's in the front row, Vinny DeMasson. We've got Douglas and Ben Gordon in the front row, a really strong front row for Queanbeyan, one of their bright spots this year. We talked about Kieran Frost earlier. One of those new recruits was absolutely outstanding last week, and he partners the experienced Ryan Jones in the lock spots. And then into the back row, Luis Bizzardo, one of those guys that's very, very highly regarded in the competition. No Dan Pensa this week, so it'll be Gordon at 7 with Tia at number 8. Moving to the backs, a really potent halfback pairing there for Queanbeyan, Mitch Douch and Will Goddard. Starting things off, Goddard, of course, one of the big precocious talents in this competition, of course, and he's going to have a really big role to play, releasing some of these backs out with Manu Olevau and Keith Morgan in the centres for Queanbeyan, 2 really strong ball runners. And we've also got Ryan Hamilton and I think it's Jack Gilmore. We believe there's been a few changes to the sides, Paul, before pre-game, but yep. Ryan Hamilton, of course, was another one of those new recruits and was absolutely outstanding last week for Queanbeyan. And it'll be Chainsaw, Jamie Marmont at fullback. Interesting to see him starting at fullback. Normally, of course, a winger and a veteran of Queanbeyan Whites. We'll move then to the home side with Andrew Whittle, Samuel Samuelo and John Bosco Tangaloa in the front row. Just talk to me about that three. It's a powerful unit there.
It is a powerful front row, and our scrum has been one of our strengths this season. And hopefully we can start to use our set piece as a bit of a weapon. But those three are really capable and strong players. Absolutely.
John Bosco Tangaloa actually played for Waratah's A side earlier this year, so highly regarded tight head, and say he's been known to eke a few penalties out in his time in the John O'Dane Cup with his new side this year. East, of course, was a very powerful force for the Union North's Owls last year. Then into the locks, Augustine, Limataba and Penny Nefo. Well, they'll be looking to combat this group with Frost and Jones for Queanbeyan, won't they?
Yeah, slightly new combination there. Augustine Limaleba and Penny Nefo both normally play a little bit looser in the forwards. But again, we've got some injuries. Big Tua Tavaki is out this week, and Blake Enever wasn't right for this week, so it's a new lock pairing.
Absolutely, massive loss.
Yep. But both those guys, whilst they lack in height, they are certainly very strong ball runners.
Absolutely, and a new look back row as well from what was named Tobias Senarive, starting at 6 with Curtis Malatese at 7 and Langi Lolatonga at number 8. Tell us about what they might bring to the game today, Paul.
I think everyone in the comp knows Langi Lolatonga quite well now. He's extremely athletic, great skills. So, look, there's no surprise what he's going to be able to do. Tobias Senarive, he's relatively new to the club. A Fijian lad who came to us from Melbourne. He was unfortunate not to make the final Fijian under-20 side, but certainly a talent. And Curtis Malatasi. In fact, we've got two Malatasi. Is it Curtis?
That's the Curtis brother, of course, Curtis. With Marcus on the right wing for East.
Certainly also a very strong ball runner, strong over the ball. So we hope to be able to secure our own ball and maybe steal a few.
Absolutely. Lolatonga in particular, of course, going to be so important here today as we see both sides running out on Indigenous round here in the Griffin Legal John O'Dane Cup. East once again wearing their Indigenous themed jerseys. Great to see. We'll just quickly run you down the rest of the side here. Liam Harrison at halfback partnering Danny Eason. We've got Tico Twist and Marcus Malatase, as we said. Aaron Collins and George Morso in the centres. Morso, of course, captaining this side, the quickest player in the comp. You'd have to say, I mean, the race would still have to be run, but I don't see anyone catching him. And Jacob Angelados at fullback. Any thoughts on East fullback, Paul?
I've promised to not tell any stories out of school today. I just hope he has a good, strong game.
Absolutely. Jacob, our co-commentator here today, Paul's son, so expect nothing but praise and high regard for East fullback here today. We're underway at Griffith Oval. Will Goddard sending one over to Lolatonga, and he gets us underway. Queanbeyan shouting for a turnover, but it's come back for Eason. Gets the fang going. And East look to get back in the pocket and get out of their half, but that's just gone to Goddard, and he feeds Mormont. Interesting kick from Marmont. Did find a bit of space. It's well gathered by East. And Goddard with a bit of space in front of him to attack. There's Morgan. Gets over the gain line. Queanbeyan moving in the right direction early here. Here's Frost. Some talk during the week that Frost might already be among the best locks in this competition, even after just one game in the Griffin Legal John O'Dane Cup. More on him later. That's Goddard. Tips on to Gordon and came off the feet, so that's play on. And Queanbeyan are going to open the scoring here inside 2 minutes, and that's Tia, who got a bit of luck off the tip on, went off the feet of Benny Gordon. He seemed to stop there, Paul.
Yeah, I think they were expecting a call from the ref, but as you know, you've got to play the whistle. Yeah, I think East probably let themselves down there. They've had two opportunities to put the ball into touch and both failed to find touch. And you certainly don't want to be giving the Queanbeyan back three easy runs.
Absolutely, and we talked pre-game, Paul, about not leaking points, and it's a bit of bad luck there, it has to be said, for East, because as you said, it did look like there might have been a slight knock on, but Queanbeyan playing the whistle and taking their opportunity well, and Tia showed really good gas there. Did the number 8 to finish with the chasing East pack covering, but as it is not long into this game, already a 5-point lead, and one of the true assassins off the tee, Will Goddard. Chance here.
Yeah,
push it out to 7.
Back him in to kick this. I've seen Will playing since under 12s or 13s. He was a grammar lad, and I think everyone knows the amount of work he's put in over the years on his kicking. He'd be there every afternoon, 100 shots at goal. There you go.
We put the mockers on.
Commentator's curse.
Great strike though from Goddard. Absolutely, Paul. He's often seen at Brumbies HQ.
Yeah.
Long after hours, putting in kicks. Often told that he trains too much. In some cases, that just shows you the commitment that a young guy like Goddard probably would like to be in Argentina right now with the Junior Wallabies. Was unlucky to miss out on that.
Place there, yeah.
Probably not far down the list if they have any injuries, I would say, and a guy that can win you a tournament as he did in the ACT Schoolboys.
That's right.
Of course.
Yep.
Queanbeyan looking sharp here early. Here is that man Goddard. Spreads wide to Manu Leval. Morgan. East backing off. Gave him some space from Morgan, but pass just doesn't go to hand. And East will have a chance to settle things here. Just looking a little bit rattled there. Just perhaps wondering what's going wrong here early. Giving Queanbeyan way too much space here on the flanks, Paul.
Yeah, look, they've got to play a tighter game, and certainly when we kick, we've got to make sure find touch. Good opportunity here now to win a line out and have a good clean exit.
Talked about Seppi's play pre-game. Wouldn't be a bad option here to just set a maul and settle things down. Long way to go in this game. Just early signs that Queanbeyan are for real. We wondered pre-game if losing out on the likes of McCaffrey and Lucas would stem their flow that they have been building. As we see East, great line out, and they go off the top here to Eason. Going really wide off first phase here, and here's more so. Tips it on to Twist. He's dangerous in space as Tico Twist. East playing a bit of hot potato here, but they go forward.
That's a turnover.
Good go forward ball off the turnover for Queanbeyan. East just pushing things a little bit. And it's advantage for Queanbeyan. Goddard. It's a little chip over the top. We'll come back for the penalty. So good signs there from East. The backline definitely starting to move the ball well.
A good passage of play there down the left wing. Probably pushed the last few passes. I would like to have seen them maybe get the ball to ground and recycle. But yeah, certainly it was a better showing there than the earlier part of the game.
What do you think about the change of position this year for George Morso, Paul? He's obviously a lethal winger, and I suppose with a guy like that, you just want to get his hands on the ball more, but obviously as well, less space for a guy to operate in that 13 channel.
Yeah, it's been a bit of a challenge for Tim Cornforth. I think he's had him playing at fullback, he's had him on the wing, and now obviously in the centres. I think his best position is definitely on the wing, but yeah, we're short a few troops at the moment, so we're plugging holes. But certainly having George at 13, he does get his hand on the ball quicker, and also is pretty solid in defence.
Absolutely, and he'll have to be here with Whites knocking on the door once again, and Goddard flashes wide early. It's Brendan Jimenez onto the park early here. We'll wait to see who Jimenez has come on for. Unsided here at Griffith Oval, and that's Frost. Statch goes digging. But it's a great turnover from East. John Bosco Tangaloa straight over the ball. Key turnover there with Queanbeyan knocking on the door, as we said once again.
Yeah, you can see how pumped up the boys are over that. There's lots of back slaps and high fives, so they're pretty happy about that. We now need to make sure we find touch here and win the line out.
So big loss early doors here for Queanbeyan, losing veteran Jamie Mormont, presumably to injury, but not losing heaps with the electric Brendan Jimenez into fullback.
No, he's certainly another young talent, another one from that ACT schoolboys side that won the comp a few years ago.
Absolutely. Went viral over the summer with an incredible individual effort for the Aussie schoolboys, and highly regarded, highly sought after is Brendan Jimenez, but plying his trade in the Griffin Legal John O'Dent Cup for now, and got a big job here to do at fullback, filling the boots of Jamie Marmont. And East starting to grow into this game. Like we said before, Paul, the defence being the key factor for them. Let them down early, but much better since giving away that early try.
I think the key here is just patience. Keep building. That's 2 successive penalties now. They don't need to push it, just need to keep building pressure, keep retaining possession.
Once again, the mockers put on by Paul, and they do cough up possession at the line-out. And it's another chance for Queanbeyan to attack, and they've got big numbers to the left here if they go. Choose to go right through Goddard and Manu Level. We're knocked on, so we'll get our first scrum. Really interesting battle, as we said before. East probably the bigger of the packs. But Gordon and Damason, 2 quality props as well, so not much in this one. We'll see early doors how they go. If East can get that platform, couldn't be a better setup here with the entire pitch to attack at.
Well, it's certainly good field position here now. Just need clean ball and another opportunity to attack.
See more so lurking flat. Interesting setup for East.
The scrum's gone straight down. I wouldn't like to hazard a guess on who brought that down.
No, absolutely straight to deck. Just saying. Interesting looking setup. Well, Collins here standing at first receiver for East. Eason just hanging at the back of him with more so right alongside Collins. If you're Queanbeyan here, you'd be wary of rushing up on more so, not wanting to give him any space, but then obviously so much territory to attack at down the right.
Scrum.
Great scrum from Eason. They'll just keep walking that. No arm out just yet, and then it comes. So a free shot here for East. And there the chip goes in. Bounce is kind to Queanbeyan, but will come back for an East penalty. So an early marker from Whittle, Samuelo, and Tangaloa.
Yeah, look, they'll be extremely happy about that. And the forwards coach, Huey Edmonds, would be probably having a quite
it's an early win for him.
Patting himself on the back, yeah, it was great. Again, he's been working really hard with that scrum, particularly with young Andrew Whittle, really working hard with him and starting to see the signs of all that work.
Absolutely. He's been coming through the ranks over the past couple of years, has Andrew Whittle. And again, so important to have a good set of props for any club, but East having 2, it's something to build around, as you said before, building around that strong set piece. Lineup doesn't go to plan. And look like we could be play on for just a second there, but crooked throw. So just as the scrum is starting to fire, Paul, line out, causing a few issues here for East.
Yeah, they're the coach killers, aren't they? You do all the right things, you have a good solid scrum, you win a penalty, and then we don't execute on a line out. So they're the things that make the difference between a side that goes and wins week in, week out, and those that are at the bottom of the ladder. It's the consistency. Absolutely,
and in this competition in particular, there's so much familiarity, everyone playing each other so many times, and week in, week out, anyone can beat anyone, but as you say, those margins, very, very small. Still with a scrum firing here for East. Certainly a chance to attack. Far from over here. Manu Level seems to be setting up as Queanbeyan go in reverse. There is Manu Level. He looked to be setting up for a carry, and he gets over the gain line. 2 or 3 East players having to take him down. Goddard in the pocket. It's a really good strike, but finds Angelatos. And he's got a decision to make, and he goes wide to Twist. Here goes Tico Twist, puts on the footwork, and he's going to get East on the front foot, but ball just not going to deck. Good endeavour there from Tico Twist, but maybe could have backed himself on the out wide there, Paul.
I tend to agree with you. I think it's something that's a common thread with Tico. He's certainly got pace to burn, but often doesn't back himself. And that was a case there. He probably could have put the pedal down and got around. I think it was one of the loose forwards there from Queanbeyan. He probably would have had the wood on him.
Absolutely. Maybe trying to make the smart play, but the smart play being to back himself, as you said. Still such a young player, of course, Tico Twist.
Yes,
and growing into as a first grade player. So another one of these players that we talk about, Paul, that East can build around and gaining valuable experience all the time.
Yeah, look, he had a strong game last week and had a good game on Friday night at Canberra Stadium in the Colts. So we'd certainly like to see a bit more out of him when he comes up to first grade. Another good solid scrum.
Absolutely. Queanbeyan holding off the charge that time. Goddard unhappy with his forwards there coming around the corner, quite lazy there. But it's a good chance for Queanbeyan to attack. And Jimenez tries the offload, but it's gone straight into touch. Game getting a bit scrappy here. Early on, since Queanbeyan opened the scoring through Tia. Just take a moment as we wait for this line to thank our sponsors. Of course, our naming rights sponsors, Griffin Legal, Hans Superdry, Match of the Round sponsors, Rourke Projects, and PTP. Of course, our man of the match sponsors. There'll be plenty of candidates, no doubt, as we see East go short there to the front to Whittle and McDonald's ACT, Rourke Projects, O'Neill's, and Poplars. Can't have these fantastic live streams of the Griffin Legal John Eden Cup without our sponsors. East, much better since. I'll let you take that one, Paul.
Not one of his finest moments. I can see what he's trying to do. He's trying to put Tico Twist in a bit of space, but the execution of the pass from Jacob Angelatos was not on the money, and we'll talk about that one after the game.
Harshest critic, biggest supporter, every dad. But interesting, he probably just needed to take it into contact there. I absolutely agree. You could see what he was doing with East, moving backwards, trying to get the ball to space. Just needed to get his side moving forward as we see Frost. Professional with Yorkshire Carnegie in England and signed for Rotherham Titans next year. Just down in Canberra for the off-season, avoiding pre-season. So he said himself pre-games. We see Jimenez go wide. And Jimenez, well, we're seeing how dangerous he was. He was in there, had the pass not gone forward, but did drift forward, so it'll be a scrum for East. But really threatening out wide there, Queanbeyan.
He's certainly a talent, a lot of pace, and he's also got some good footwork as well, so he's going to challenge the East outside backs all day. Just getting back to Frost, I'm just in awe of how tall he is. He's a big unit.
He's got to be all of 6'10", 6'9", eh?
Easy. He's a big man.
Massive man. I was talking to him pre-game, trying to gather a bit of info. He's a bit of an unknown quantity. Is Kieran Frost just showed up last week, and as I said, there's been some talk during the week that he's already one of the best locks in the comp.
And they've also got Nick Frost as well, who's been
the Frost Giants, of course. Yeah, yep. Nick Frost in Argentina with the Junior Wallabies after coming across from the Crusaders pathway system, and another massive scrum from East. That's something to keep your mind on in this game. East definitely got the rub of Queanbeyan at scrum time. As it is, though, White's holding on to possession. They get good go forward through Frost, and now Gordon. Loves to carry Ben Gordon. Manuel Evel bumps off one. Gets it out. That's Gilmore. Does well to stay in, does Jack Gilmore. And there's Bazzato. Takes the ball at pace. Douch. Gives to Goddard. Goddard sees a little half gap, but good defence from East. Douch. Looks to play behind his forwards to Manuel Evel. Gives it off to Morgan, and there's Gilmore. Once again, Gilmore does well to stay in field with East defenders trying their best to get him out. Frost, settle carry from the big lock. Douch plays left again through Bizzato. Good patient build up from Queanbeyan. Goddard. Looks like to Manuel Level. He's got bags of space here, does the Queanbeyan centre. Ball spills out to Goddard. Puts a little chip in. Advantage coming. Well, you can see what he was thinking with advantage coming. Just a shot at nothing, but still had numbers there.
Yeah, I actually
hadn't
seen the advantage paid, but clearly Will had seen it and was trying to kick in behind the line, but coming back for the penalty.
Got a decision to make here. Do Queanbeyan. 5-0 to the good. And having probably had their foot off the gas since scoring that try through Tia, they decide to go to the corner. A gift of 3 there. Paul going straight to the corner.
I think Will Goddard could have thrown that over there, but they're going to back themselves here to win the line out and probably look for the driving maul and score.
No doubt. As you see, Frost. Plenty of chat there from East, and it's seemed to have worked for their benefit. And Twist goes wide, and Collins gives some more so. If he can beat one, he might beat a couple. Oh, drop cold on that right wing.
I'm glad we're out of range of Tim Cornforth at the moment. I think there'd probably be some choice words coming, but certainly
absolutely
an opportunity there to counter. But look, it wasn't an easy pass to take, but you'd expect somebody in first grade on the wing to be able to take those balls and then put the pedal down.
I mean, the pass was on the money from George Morso as well, so just unlucky there for East. But as you say, have to agree. We talked, Paul, about the little margins, and those are the margins with bags of space in front of him there. Just wasn't able to take the ball after being put on a platter from Morso. You just wonder if that was the man himself on that left wing. Could have been under the sticks.
I think if East just got to sit back, be patient, and know that they're certainly competing, at the set piece, and if they bide their time and be patient, I think it'll come.
Absolutely, just a bit overeager there at scrum time, so they give Queanbeyan the chance to reset a scrum here. Interesting to see the Whites opting to pack down Paul after, well, copping a few feeds early doors here.
Yeah, well, it's the short arm, I guess. You know, they had the option there of kicking, but they want to retain possession.
Yeah, I just think with this backline they've got perched out here, it might have been the option to just go quick, but
quick tap,
backing themselves, they might feel that they've just been, caught a bit cold here early, and they'll back their scrum. As we said before, Vinny Damaso and Ben Gordon, really good props, so long left in this battle. It's a better set from Queanbeyan, but again, they're on skates. Penalty surely has to come.
Yep.
Not a penalty, but they do get the turnover. Once again, a huge statement from East.
It's pretty impressive. The front row are performing really well, but part of me thinks that the 2 guys we've got at lock this week, whilst they're not known jumpers, they're certainly big, strong guys. So I think we've got a lot of power coming in that scrum today.
Plenty of punch, of course, through Lima, Tema and Penny Nifo. As you say, it's an all-out effort at scrum time.
Yeah, absolutely.
They'll be looking to probably eke out a penalty here, backing their scrum. We saw last week in the Hans Superdry match of the round, Gungahlin Eagles. Better scrum from Queanbeyan, but it's straight to deck from Damason, just saying how important a dominant set piece can be in changing the course of a game and the course of a season. In East's case here, we said before, finals probably over the horizon currently, but they're going to get back into this season. That scrum could be a real platform to go by.
Well, what we've got to make sure we do now is actually capitalise on it. So a good solid scrum. The forwards are working really well. Just got to secure the ball, the line out, and keep building pressure. You know, we talk about it all week, about retaining possession, building pressure. Enough talking about it. We've actually got to just do it.
Absolutely. And we talked briefly about him earlier. Huey Edmonds, of course, such an experienced campaigner, both as a player and a coach. So having a guy like that in your ranks, it's always got to come good eventually, and he's clearly doing great work at the scrum and the line-out, much better that time.
Yeah, look, he's been a terrific addition to the coaching team. We're really lucky to pick him up. I think we'd spoken earlier in the season that he could very easily have gone back to his old club, the Vikings, but he believed he could give more back to ACT Rugby by coming here than going back to Vikings, and we certainly appreciate that.
Absolutely, and as much as his knowledge and expertise of rugby, having an experienced head around the place in the times when it might get tough, having a guy that can inspire players. Huey Edmonds, just a fantastic player in his day and clearly doing some really good work as a coach here with East. Not a bad kick from Queanbeyan, just to change the point of territory here, and more so puts on the footwork. He's wrapped up in a good tackle from Tia. Absolutely. Ball. Oh, I thought that surely should have been an East penalty there, Paul.
Look, I don't know about the penalty, but I think we were lucky to, the ball was stripped from George, but knocked on in the act of the strip, and I think East have retained possession. So I think we got out of jail there.
Yeah, I don't know. I thought he might have got his knees down, and before Tia did manage to wrestle the ball out. But
clear release, yeah.
As you say, it could have meant to the same thing here with the way the East set piece is travelling. Andrew Whittle just down, receiving a bit of treatment. Won't want to lose him early here, Paul.
No, look, we've got a couple of good other props to come on, but certainly Bosco and Whittle are our two best in the club, and I think we need to get at least 65 minutes out of both of them.
Absolutely. So no score change here since that early try by Tia. And of course it did come from a lucky bit of play with a tip on just going awry for Queanbeyan, but they did react first and executed well when the chance came up. So they take a 5-0 lead as we break here for Whittle to get a bit of treatment. Of course, East still searching for the first win of the season.
It looks like he's up again. Bit of a stinger. Got the magic water from the physio, and I think he's right to go again.
Absolutely. Tough cookie is Andrew Whittle. His brother Angus, another tough cookie. Different position, but still as hard-nosed a player.
I often wonder what the family dinners are like when East are playing Uni North, what the banter's like.
I would say there's banter and there's plenty of food going around.
Yeah.
Nah, Angus Whittle, one of the most unique centres playing around Griffin Legal, John O'Dent Cup. His brother Andrew doing a great job here.
Well, not many people would know, but Andrew Whittle, up until about under 15s, was a dynamic number 10 or number 12 in his own right. And then Mum Heather started feeding him, I think, and he became a prop.
Well, I often thought Angus could be a test hooker if he decided to ever switch into the forwards, but after receiving the treatment, Whittle put on a big shove there at the loose head side, but messy for East. So they'll have to settle things here. And they get things going forward. That's Sanareve. And they go wide early here to Twist getting off his right wing once again. So important for wingers to get off their flank when things are a bit scrappy. Trying to find those holes. We see Jimenez shapes to kick. Thought he might chance the counter attack, and it'll be all about the bounce here. Stays in field, so Angelatos gets good connection there, but it'll be a big net gain for the Whites. Cagey affair now, Paul. After a really good start from both sides, it's starting to get tense here, with neither side really claiming dominance.
I was going to say, there's really no clear dominant side at the moment. I think East have probably got the better of the set piece at the moment, but certainly Queanbeyan's outside backs do look more more dangerous when they've got the ball. So it's going to be a tight contest, I think.
Absolutely, it could be moments like Queanbeyan's try that decide games like this when there's, at least early doors, as you say, no clear dominant side. It'll come down to those 50-50 moments, those small margins we've talked about that have defined East season so far. And Frost, big pause on that ball and got it out to Douch. The halfback is wrapped up here, and another key turnover for East. Every time Whites get a bit of ball in the right areas, Queanbeyan just not able to retain possession, and East doing titanic work there at the breakdown.
What I'm noticing, which is completely in contrast to last week, is all these small moments when we win a penalty, the talk, the backslapping, they're getting behind each other, pumping each other up, and that's probably been lacking the last couple of weeks. So clearly the boys are up for this, and those small moments are meaning a lot to them.
Absolutely, and it's often a sign of togetherness in a team, that backs recognising the great work by their forwards, and they'll try to gain some inspiration off it here. Easton feeding. Oh, Tonga. Oh, he's still going. Finds Collins. Big chance now for East to get on the board. More so. Puts on the footwork. Slow ball, but here's Tongaloa. He'll get them going forward again. Will the big tight head. Tonga looks for more work. They go down the right. Almost picked off by Benny Gordon. But Harrison mops up well for East. Morso steps into halfback. Feeds Samuelo. Going backwards here, East, but still managed to retain possession. Need a halfback. Here's Limatebe. Nothing doing there, so we'll go back for the scrum for East. Much better, Paul.
Yeah, they're good passes of play. The initial break actually came from Penny Nefo.
Was Penny Nefo in jersey number 5.
Yeah, great break, and got a little bit untidy there, but we managed to retain possession, and need a strong scrum here now.
Yeah, just opened up for the big lock. In lock today, of course. Normally, busting back row is Penny Nefo. Important minutes now for East. We feel they might have taken some of Queanbeyan's best shots here. Still well in this game. Got the perfect platform now to equal things up, possibly take the lead. Starts at the scrum.
Got to be careful here not to get too excited and push early and give away all the hard work.
I was just about to say, Paul, I wonder, had they not been the dominant side here today, would that have been blown up for a free kick? Certainly a little over-eager from East. Don't mind the decision to just pack it down again. Queanbeyan perhaps looking to take an early shot and eke out a free kick or a penalty. You can just sense how important this scrum and this next phase of play could be in the context of this game. East backs wanting the ball, but you just wonder, will they get a chance? Penalties coming. Surely packed down again here, Paul.
Yeah, tempers are getting a bit heated there. I think the boys need to make sure they just keep their composure, go again, don't do anything stupid.
The East faithful want another scrum. George Morso wants another scrum, so we'll have another. No doubt there in the eyes of the skipper. He wants another scrum.
I could hear Huey or Edmonds in the background yelling scrum as well. So
I think every East supporter...
I think it would have been a brave captain that took another option.
So every East supporter at Griffith Oval here today was yelling scrum, I think, with the pressure. That dial really being turned up now by Whittle, Samuelo, Tangaloa and the rest of the East Pack. It was a great point, Paul, earlier, having that beef in Penny Nifo and Limataba there behind that front row trio.
Yeah, definitely.
Much better scrum, though, from Queanbeyan. Well done from the Whites pack to just hold them out here. But will they hold them from the try line? No, they won't.
Yeah, that range, Aaron Collins, is almost impossible to stop. So a great try. The result of a lot of hard work. And hopefully now just slot the conversion and take an early lead.
Picked a perfect line. Dig Collins, and we've seen him in limited opportunity today. Very, very tough to stop. And Whites didn't do a bad job trying to hold out the big centre, but squirmed and stepped his way over for the equaliser, and now Easton will have a chance, a gilt-edged chance, to put East into the lead.
So they don't come much easier in this, but I'll be quiet now, otherwise I'll put the commentator's curse on him.
Well, we talked up Will Goddard earlier, and as we said, he is an assassin with that left boot, but such is his missed conversion. This gives East a chance to take a lead here, and I wouldn't say an unlikely lead, Paul. I mean, some of the rugby has been played in East half, but they've been well worth this lead as it is now.
Yeah, look, I wouldn't say they've absorbed Queanbeyan's best. There'll be plenty more to come, but certainly had to do a lot of defending, and to come away with some points now is they'll really lift their spirits. An early lead, but still a long way to go.
And interesting you say, probably not Queanbeyan's best. So they may feel that was East's first attacking opportunity, and they've played all the rugby here. They've played in the right area, so they'll back themselves to get right back into things here. But East, with their tails up now and going forward, in more ways than one, East taking steps forward here today at Griffith Oval. As we said before, those little mistakes, those little 1%ers starting to be eliminated. And you can just see the potential in this East group. Harrison goes wide to Angelatos. That's a really good nudge from the fullback. Puts Queanbeyan on the back foot, and Goddard has time. East calling for out of his 22. Not sure about that.
Yeah, touch and go, but anyway, it's still a net gain for East, so I think they'll be happy with that.
Good kick from the young boy too, found a bit of space. Really good effort, and
hasn't quite redeemed himself from that earlier off pass, but he's slowly clawing his way back.
I'm going to do all I can today. He's going to be the PTP Truford Hill man of the match by the time we leave Griffith Oval today. Line out working better for East, and there's the try scorer, Collins. Wrapped up really well, though, in that occasion by Bazzato and Tia, and it's a turnover. Space here for Goddard if he can find it. It's been charged down, so play on. And Statue reacts first. Knock-on advantage coming for Queanbeyan. Douglas tips on to Zeph Tuiona. Goddard shapes, but carries himself. Still gets over the gain line, does Goddard. That's Douch. Really good interplay down the right wing, and here's the hooker, Douglas, in a bit of space. Benny Gordon charging onto the ball, but they go behind him to Jimenez. Bazzato. Good carry from the flanker if they can get quick ball here, but Limataba's all over that ball, and it's a turnover.
That's a Gus Limaliba specialty. He's so strong over the ball, almost immovable.
One of the best in the competition is Gus Limaliba, and how important could that have been? They were queuing up on this left flank, Paul.
Yeah, they had a couple of men overlap out here, so there was a big win. I'm also pleased that it was awarded to Gus. He's known to get quite cranky with some French choice words when that doesn't go out.
Or him ball didn't go into touch, and Jimenez had a chance to counter-attack. Looked like he might have found an edge there, but he's been well taken into touch. My French was much better many years ago when I was studying in high school, so I think he might just be able to say whatever he likes out there, Paul.
It's hilarious. Sometimes you hear him going off when a call hasn't gone his way. There's some choice words fly. But,
Jerome Villegas, the forwards coach for Queanbeyan out there, and a fellow francophone, as they say, so maybe they'll have a few choice words later on. Well, absolutely. That was a fantastic turnover. He had 3 or 4 Queanbeyan players giving him absolutely everything, but he didn't budge an inch.
The guy doesn't feel pain, I'm sure of it. He gets whacked every week and just doesn't feel it.
Such an inspirational player, and a guy that's he's been through the tough times here at East, and he knows how it feels.
Apparently he played for the Cameroon national side back in the day, so he's a international.
Always good to have test experience.
That's right.
On the park. Cameroon probably known better for their football than for their rugby. Big Samuel Eto'o fan. I don't know if you know Samuel Eto'o.
No, it's a nice kick.
It's a fantastic kick. East kicking game improving as this half goes along. Hard to pick. If you're trying to predict now what's going to happen in the rest of the game, it'd be really tough because East scrum so important for the rest of this game. Queanbeyan still looking really dangerous, and if they can just maybe break half a tackle, could score from anywhere. That's high. It'll be advantage for Queanbeyan. So now that free shot for Goddard.
Yeah, it's going to be moments like that. You know, a lack of discipline, an error that's going to let either side back into the game. And here now, if Goddard chooses to take it, he's got an easy 3 points.
Absolutely. Harrison just tackle slipping up onto the neck. And Tia. Everyone in the Queanbeyan side pointing towards that corner. Given how tight it's been and the chance for points being few and far between for both sides, just wonder, Paul Dillon's side turned down 2 kickable penalties now.
Yeah, I'm surprised, certainly with that one, given how tight it is. It would have given the Queanbeyan the opportunity to get back in the lead, but they may do it anyway. They're going to back their line out here and back their ability to get across the line.
It's a current trend in rugby to turn down 3-pointers. We've seen in Super Rugby, at least statistically, teams opting to go for them all, opting to turn down 3 points. But you're just thinking you've got to judge the game and how the energy's flowing, and the 3 points could have been really important there.
Yeah, I mean, the fans like to see the ball in play, but certainly it was certainly a guaranteed 3, but Queanbeyan are now pressing and may come up with some points here anyway.
Absolutely, and the decision to back yourself as Douch finds a little half gap. Advantage coming for Queanbeyan. East defence holding firm for now. Desperate times with Queanbeyan inches away now. Goddard whips it wide to Jimenez. He bumps off a couple and it's a try.
Yeah, they had the numbers out there on the right and moved the ball quickly, so good try to Queanbeyan.
Absolutely, the 2 young guns combining. We spoke pre-season about how those 2 could be young talisman to build around, and there's just that bit of extra quality from Goddard to see it and Jimenez to finish. How about the physicality from a kid coming straight out of school? 2 defenders there. Tried to whack him and just bounced straight off him.
He certainly doesn't lack confidence, and he's got the ability to go behind that confidence. So no, he's a real good pickup for Queanbeyan.
Certainly, and didn't start this game. Jimenez coming in for Jamie Marmont after only 5 minutes of play. Already got his name on the score sheet.
I see Queanbeyan have played him in a number of different positions the last few weeks. He's been at 10, he's been at on the wing at 15. So I'm not sure in their mind where they see his best position.
Where would you say?
I've certainly watched him in the schoolboys level, and he was a very good 15. But he probably equally play in the wing. But yeah, certainly I'd probably play him at 15.
So well, he's looked sharp at 15 so far. scoring the try that gives Queanbeyan a lead heading into the break. Goddard's conversion was good in that occasion, so it's 12-7 at half-time here to the Whites. Really big half of footy coming up. We'll take a break and we'll see you for the second half here at Griffith Oval.
Declan. Have they made any changes yet? No changes? No.
Hello and welcome back to Griffith Oval for round 9 of the Griffin Legal John O'Dent Cup Hahn Superdry match of the round between East and Queanbeyan Whites. Tense first half with both sides having their purple patches, but late try to Brendan Jimenez giving Queanbeyan the lead heading into what is such an interesting second half. I'm joined by Paul Angelatos here. Paul, great half of footy, but anyone's game here in the second.
Yeah, look, as we spoke about during the break, I think it's going to come down to an error or an act of ill discipline, a penalty that's going to split the two teams. I think East seem to be dominating at the set piece, but Queanbeyan, I think, have got the ascendancy in the outside back. So East are going to, if they give away possession, they're going to get punished. Queanbeyan will move the ball quickly and will punish them. So they've got to just keep the ball tight and maintain possession.
Absolutely. It felt like Queanbeyan got it right. Maybe that one time with Goddard and Jimenez combining early doors, they got a stroke of luck and converted a try from Tia. The ball just went to deck and Whites reacted first, but East scrum got them back in the game as we get the rapturous applause for the arrival of the referees. Slightly late on the job here.
It's not often you see the teams lined up waiting for the referees.
Bit of comms issues perhaps there for the referee, but as you said, East scrum getting them back in the game, and it was the set piece that laid the marker for Collins to get East into the lead. Danny Easton converting Collins' try, as we said, right on the stroke of half time. Jimenez going over and Goddard kicking a great conversion. So 12-7. Heading into this second, evenly matched. Bottom two sides looking to make the right moves up the table in round 9 of the Griffin Legal John O'Dent Cup. And here's Douglas. Wrapped up well from East, and it's play on. Like East turnover. Here's Tangaloa. There's Nefo. He'll take some stopping with Penny Nefo, and he pops up to Whittle. Really good chance for East to retake the lead early on here in the second half.
Harrison snipes.
Close now, are East. Tangaloa takes it on a standing start. He's met with big defence from Tuiona, the young Queanbeyan lock. Another strong carry from Samuelo. There's Angelatos, puts a little stabbing kick in behind, but it's well taken from Jimenez. Still going the young fullback. Douch looks to settle things here. They get a good carry. Goddard calls for it in the pocket. It's an okay strike, but won't go into touch, so can counter-attack here now, East. Angelatos looks for Twist, and he plays on to Malatase. And Twist is hammered in the tackle. No one choosing to go forward there for East. And they've been driven back now into their own half, and Harrison looks to get them going forward again. Eason looks up, puts an old school bomb into the air, but it's taken well from Jimenez. He returns in kind. Well taken by Tico Twist.
Certainly got a good kicking game, Jimenez.
As does his opposite number, Angelatos. Gets Queanbeyan on the back foot, but they mop up well. That's a really, really, really good kick.
Yeah, right on the 22.
And it's just won that game of kick tennis for the Whites. And after looking like they were on for a shot at going back into the lead. Paul, East find themselves on the back foot.
Yeah, again, not retaining possession, giving it away too easily. Again, just got to keep, just because you've had 10 phases doesn't mean you have to try something. You continue to build pressure.
Absolutely, and it's been a hallmark of some of their issues. And when they've kept the ball, they've been much better. East, you see a speculative effort there. I think that was from Olatonga, but they've got a bit of space now. Here's Twist. Looks inside when still had so much space to run into. They still have possession and they're moving forward. There's Nifo. Samuelo. Plenty of willing runners here for East. And they've earned themselves a penalty. Tico Twist just stopped running.
He just clearly doesn't have the confidence in his own ability. He probably could have put a step on there or...
Well, you'd at least think if you continue to move forward, maybe you get your hands free and you can offload to a player moving forward, but
But on the positive side, we retain possession. So
well, that's it, yeah. Just wonder, that was a chance for the young man to just turn on the burners, as we saw for his break. Pace to burn. And
he's certainly got the pace. Look, and I think a few more runs like that, he'll start to develop the confidence and realise, what a weapon he can be.
You can just see from his body language, he kind of knows he might have backed himself there, but quite rightly you say, East still with a chance to retake the lead, turning defence into attack, and they'll have advantage here.
And a quick ball.
Call is scrum.
I can hear Huey Edmonds from the sideline yelling scrum.
Has to be the right option here for East. He's been offered a beer here, Paul, but he said no. The East faithful trying to bribe the commentary team here at Griffith Oval.
Just being a true professional,
just
mate.
Just a true pro here.
Can't drink on the job.
Could be beer time tonight for East if they can get a win here, and they're looking good for one, Paul. Much better.
It'll certainly taste a lot better if we get a win.
Coming out firing in the second half. They go short. And it's a try! What a score from the home side. Samuelo sneaking down the right-hand flank. Great move.
I'm surprised we got away with that. We scored a try of that same play last week. Maybe Queanbeyan didn't watch the video.
Certainly, if that's homework to be done from Queanbeyan, you see the coaching staff from the Whites just wondering what happened there, but perfectly executed from, I think it was Lolatonga down the front of the line at Samuelo, perfect towards his man, and then got the pass back and finished in the corner.
Yeah, they'll be very pleased with that. I can see Huey Edmonds out there now congratulating the forwards. That's look, it's the rewards for a number of phases there that now have led to points. So that's great work.
Absolutely, and backing themselves to go to the line out as well. Interesting call, given that their scrum has been so dominant. Might have just known that they had that in their locker, Paul, and it's tied things up here.
Yeah, I'll play like that. You can use it maybe once a game and once every couple of games. I'm surprised though that with the Queanbeyan forwards coach that they hadn't looked at that one during the week. But anyway, we'll take it.
Absolutely, and it was executed well by East. Easton now with the chance, as Goddard did in the first, to convert. Sun in his eyes. It'll be a tough one. We've seen him strike the ball well. Doesn't like it, but it's a really good effort from Easton. You can tell he can definitely strike them. And as it is, it's 12-all.
Very tight game, and again here now, East have just got to take clean possession and look for a good clean exit out of our own 22.
Absolutely. All square. The hard super dry match of the round. Round 9 of the Griffin Legal John Dent Cup. Two teams desperate for a win here. Benny Gordon gets Queanbeyan. Some good attacking platform for Goddard to whip it wide here. And they're going into a bit of space through Hamilton. He finds the offload to Jimenez. Bumps off Wanders Jimenez. And it's a try. Oh, just as they had leveled things up east. Give Ryan Hamilton some space down the right wing.
Yeah, our winger here sort of got a little bit lost in defence, which meant George more so had to come across and cover, which allowed Queanbeyan to turn it back inside again. So,
how about the finish though from young Jimenez? Once again, two tacklers, not enough to stop the young man. And he's put his side back in the lead.
He's fast, but he's also a very strong ball runner. Yeah, he's always going to create. He's going to be a handful for any defence.
Goddard. Chance to push Queanbeyan's lead here. It's going to be a really important next couple of minutes for both sides. East had all the confidence after levelling things up, and Goddard absolutely destroys that ball. What a conversion from the young man.
It's hit the post and gone through.
Just smacked that left upright, and
I see East have made their first substitution. Daniel Greg Williams has come on the wing for Declan Smith.
Very impressive in action earlier on was Williams.
He's had a big day. He played some time in the Colts, played almost a full game in twos, and now looks like he's going to get at least a half in first grade, so it's a big day.
Excellent at GIO Stadium a week ago as well.
Last Friday night, yeah, he was. He had a really good game. He's really maturing as a player.
Interesting to see him go on the wing here as well, covering Hamilton and Jimenez, who have done some really good work down this right-hand flank. Goddard sees a little bit of space, and Williams has some space to cover himself. Bounce isn't kind for East. Whites retain possession. (19-12) to the Whites in this second half. Tails definitely up now for the visitors, and Goddard looks for space. A couple of tough bounces for Angelatos to deal with, and he looks for the safety of touch.
Yeah, that crossfield kick from Goddard actually could have gone anywhere. With if it had gone to half a Queanbeyan, I think they would have scored. But Daniel Greg Williams was also unlucky not to regather, and he's got a bit of pace as well. So it would have been interesting to see if he'd taken clean possession.
Daniel Greg Williams, he was inches away from taking it for himself. Queanbeyan go quick at the line out. And here's Tia. It's been a strong game from the number 8. Gets to ground, so he'll have to be released. Goes wide to Jimenez and to Douglas. And that's to Gilmore in that left wing. She's been quietly excellent, Gilmore, with his few touches in this game. Here's the big man, Frost. Bit of spoiling there at the breakdown from East, but Ruck had form, so it'll be a penalty to Queanbeyan. Douglas wants the line out. So does Bizzato, calling for it. Turning down another 3 points here are the Whites.
It's interesting, Queanbeyan backing their line out and backing their forwards to get the job done. Again, it would have been a simple 3 points for Goddard.
Screw definitely starting to turn here from Queanbeyan. This could be the defining minutes. East will feel if they can get a stop here. Could be massive in this game. They go to the line out They go to the maul, but it's taken down early from Lolatonga. Well done from East Pack. Still work to do here with Goddard. Fending off Greg Williams. Penalty comes for Queanbeyan, not releasing by East. Another decision to make here. Penalty right in front of the post. Be a tough kick for touch. Do they back their scrum or will they go quick? Looks like they'll tap and go. Bazzato bumps off a couple. Ball's on deck, but it goes back. Really good work from Douglas to pick up and go. Goddard goes wide. And it's a try. Morgan just ran the perfect line off Goddard's pass. Drifted past the East defence. And he dots down.
You can see
for a
Lolatonga
very important try.
quite upset with himself there. He raced out of the line and missed the tackle. And Queanbeyan were able to score. You can see he's very disappointed with himself. But I know him, he'll bounce back.
Absolutely. It was well spotted from Goddard to just see that little bit of space. And then Morgan ran that perfect drift line, as any good 13 does, and finished off brilliantly. 24-12 now, with a kick to come. As we said before, Paul, with that penalty coming, the screw was definitely starting to be turned from Queanbeyan. You could tell their tails were up. Next score now becomes crucial in this game.
It does. And look, there's still a long way to go. There's still, 25, 30 minutes left.
Minimum,
so,
yeah, plenty of time to play. Just feel with the energy that if the next score comes for Queanbeyan, it's a long road back then for East.
For sure. So the talk down behind the goals now has to be positive and about just sort of breaking the game down into 5-minute chunks. And they've got to win the next 5 minutes.
Absolutely. And there's plenty of positives to tell. It's not like they've just been sucker punching away here twice. 2 quick tries from Queanbeyan and another superb conversion from Will Goddard. Off the wrong side for a left footer, but he makes no mistake. And that's a really important conversion. Pushes Queanbeyan out to a 26-12 lead now. 2 tries to Jimenez, a try piece from Tia Morgan. Bonus point secured for Queanbeyan. They'll won all 5. East rushing up well. Great to see their energy still high. We've got a game here still with Queanbeyan. Looking really strong now. Manu Leval shapes to kick. And it's another beauty. Just puts the pressure right back on East. Smart play from Queanbeyan's inside centre.
Yeah, so back on our 22 again. Again, another must-win line out. And then we need a clean exit from here.
Those are the ones when you're a pack and you're tracking back now, you go right back on our own 22. Just really testing times for East. They almost rushed up too quickly off that kickoff, Paul, and allowed Gilmore to get half a gap of space, and then just the kick from Manuel Levar was perfect, but East doing much better at the line out. Nifo gets them going forward.
Just got to get that ball to ground now.
Eason kicks, but you'll find, looks to be finding Hamilton, but ball drops over the right winger's shoulder. And Jimenez, ugly kick, and it's a tough one to take for Tico Twist. And the young winger just couldn't find the ball. Really tough one to take there.
It was a tough kick to take, but had he taken it, he had some clear ground in front of him. So I think he was probably looking ahead before he actually secured the ball.
Could have been thinking 5 points before he was thinking catch the ball, but Jimenez, even when he's not at his best, things coming off for the young fullback here today.
He can't do anything wrong today.
It's just, as you sit here watching him, he doesn't look like a powerful runner, but it's an interesting part of his game we've seen today that as a fresh out of school kid playing first grade, he's well up to the physicals here. Yeah,
well, he's certainly got a fend on him as well. He can brush off defenders, so he's clearly been doing a bit of work in the gym. He's got some strength.
Absolutely, and he's definitely got the full package. And East, mighty work at the scrum, and they earn a turnover. That's huge. You can tell how big that was for this East team. Energy changing straight away off a really good scrum.
Yeah, they needed that after the knock-on from Tico to win that scrum.
The attack
now puts them back in a really strong attacking position.
Came through Whittle's side, but you can tell it's just an all-out drive there. And they'll go for another here.
Now, Andrew Whittle's really responded well this week. He got an early shower last week, and I think he's really responded back to his best this week.
That same setup here for East, as we saw in the first half. Collins standing at first receiver with Morso alongside him. Easton hanging in the pocket with Twist. Angelatos and Greg Williams just occupying this space quite far behind. It's hard to know as an outside defender here who you're really focusing on. It's an interesting shape. You've got to just be thinking getting up in their face and putting them under pressure, but with Morso and Collins, they've got to be respected. So there could be some space out wide here for East if they execute right.
Yeah, well, both Goddard and is it Morgan outside Goddard there?
Morgan is Morgan at 13 and Manuel
both those
Leva
two are
at 12.
probably at Goddard covering Collins by himself will be a task.
And keeping an eye on Easton in the
Penalty.
back, but the penalty comes as it did in the first half. Ball not making its way past Lolatonga's feet with East scrum. Once again in this second half. Hasn't been a factor just yet in the second half until this point. And now Angelatos has a chance to push his side down into the 22, and that's a cracking kick.
Nice kick.
From the East fullback. Finally, a bit of praise.
I think we're square again.
I think we're square now. He's earned himself dinner tonight. It was a really good kick, and now the pressure is on Queanbeyan. Just as the maul is set here, we'll thank our sponsors once again: Griffin Legal, Han Superdry, Rourke Projects, McDonald's ACT, O'Neill's and Poplars. Line-out's good. Catch wasn't clean, but the line-out goes, and there's Nifo. And it's a try! What a finish from the big fella. Never going to be stopped from that far out. And East right back in this game.
Yeah, that was it was a clumsy line-out, but we retained possession. And, Penny Nifo's just got so much strength. If you get him the ball 5-10 metres out, he's almost impossible to stop.
Queanbeyan has been a bit too clever there. They stood off the maul, waited for the decision to come from the referee. And Nifo was first to react, bumping off the back of that maul, and no stopping a man from that far out. And now with the kick to come, game on in round 9 here at Griffith Oval. If Easton can convert this kick, put his side right back in touching distance. (26-17) as it stands. And this time he makes no mistake, does Easton.
Well.
Great strike. 26-19.
Back to a 7-point game. So East will take a lot of confidence out of that. And, it's still a long way to go.
One score game. Next score, as we said, was crucial. And East got it. And now we've got ourselves a contest here at Griffith Oval. Temperatures are starting to drop. It'll be about which side wants it more from now on in. The change at halfback for East with Harrison leaving the park for Simon Webber. Collins spreads it to Morso, and he's in a bit of space there as Morso takes Goddard on the outside, and he starts to go. Just dragged down by Hamilton, but he finds Greg Williams. Bumps off one, does the young. Outside back on the left wing for East. Can they level things up here now? East Malatese to Whittle. Here goes the big prop. Finds Twist. What a try! Cracking score from East. And they're right back in this game now, Paul. What a score from East. One of the best of the season.
That was a fantastic try. Sensational backing up from Daniel Greg Williams there when George Morceau was covered. And you can see the supporters on the hill just going berserk. So it means a lot to them. And I can tell you now the players will really lift on the back of that.
Oh, more so. Game changer, as he is. Took it on himself. Got caught by Ryan Hamilton. But as you said, Greg Williams did so well to just keep his feet and offload. And then how about, he's been at it all day at scrum time. Andrew Whittle in space, and then the lofted pass for Tico Twist. What about the pass, mate?
Well, I told you Andrew Whittle used to be a number 10, so he showed his ball distributing abilities there. It was a brilliant pass from a big fella. I'm really pleased for Andrew. He's responded really well. He didn't have his best game last weekend. I said got an early shower, but he's really responded absolutely at his best today.
Absolutely, and now with the kick to come, we're looking at a level game. Well, you said it, Paul. You said the game was not over. There's plenty of time, and they've responded so well here. He's doing what Queanbeyan did to them, scoring once and then using that as confidence to go once again. More so, inspirational. The captain got them going. And Easton, the crowd will tell you, what a kick. And we're all square here at Griffith Oval.
You hear the talk out there now. It certainly lifted everybody. It's East have come alive. Queanbeyan now have got to show what they can do to respond.
So impressive from East to take that 1-2 punch from Queanbeyan and come back with two of their own. One of the tries of the season for Tico Twist. Started by Morso, finished by Twist and Whittle. And now, with bags of confidence, East go to attack again. They don't want to just kick the ball long. They want to play football. They go wide. Keeping it tight here with Nifo. He bumps off 1 or 2. Ooh, what a carry from the big man. Well, he's already got a try. And he's looking for more work. And here's Tangaloa. Everyone in the East pack here looking for work. And Angelatos. It's been touched, so let's play on. Jimenez. Oh, he's in a bit of space now, Jimenez. The chip is good. It's a full race. Has the bounce. Oh, it's been knocked on.
Knocked forward by Jimenez.
Fantastic cover work from the East backline to get back and deny Jimenez a hat-trick. Pressure right back on, though. God, he's electric. In a half bit of space there and just turned on the gas. But fantastic work from East to cover back in, giving absolutely everything to the cause here.
They covered it well, and what's really pleasing me is the talk and the communication out there now. They're really, you can tell that they believe that they're in this, and I don't think they're going to go down without a fight.
Absolutely, and you say it's one thing talking about it, but there's clearly a sense of belief out there from East, and they've been so much better today across the board. No matter what happens in the rest of this game, a much better performance by Tim Corfort's men at home here as we see a full front row change for Queanbeyan. We'll get you those subs as they come in. That's Niora Nadruku and Gordon there at hooker. A couple of veterans.
Yeah, I think
on for Queanbeyan.
They don't really lose a lot in that change.
Absolutely, and perhaps the right move there from Paul Dillon to just get some experience onto the park. Having coughed up a 14-point lead in this second half. East Scrum had their way in this game with the starters. We'll see how they go with the reserves. No change, and what a scrum from Andrew Whittle. putting in a man-of-the-match performance here is the young loosehead. That whole pack has been absolutely outstanding for East, but it's been led by that young man Whittle on this loosehead side.
Absolute cracker of a game.
Just see how much.
That's a good kick.
It's coming right our way here. Nearly hits the camera. One hop, well taken by the Griffith Oval faithful here. It's a good clearance from Queanbeyan, or from East, I should say. Queanbeyan. Got to get that set piece right. If you feel if they can just get parity at the set piece time, it might just be the catalyst they need to come back and win this game. But the energy, the flow, all with East now. You can just see the tails are up. Can they outlast Queanbeyan here, or are we looking at a draw? So much time to play here.
Just looking at some running repairs to a Queanbeyan forward with a boot repair. Like some of the substitutes have just come on.
It's Nora Nadruka there, just bit of chat out there, love to see it. Bit of miscommunication at line-out time for East, but Tangaloa, he wouldn't have been expecting many line-out wins today, but I think he's actually got a couple. Key possession, and Eason goes to Angelatos. Call is touched from ground, and if the decision is it's been touched, so that's an East line-out. Massive stroke of fortune there for the home side.
I think over the past couple of weeks we've had, I think we're due a bit of good fortune. We'll take that.
Say sometimes it's just your day. The 50-50 is going the way of East as we move into the latter half of this game. Got to get the line out right. Miscommunication on the last one. That's better. It's tapped down and it's been claimed by Queanbeyan. They were first to react, and here's Manuel Leval. Morgan plays to Hamilton. Puts on a bit of footwork. Does Hamilton. Gets past one. Offload. Doesn't go to hand. It's anyone's to win now. Slight knock on in there. It'll be Queanbeyan's pill. Hamilton get a bit in a wrap from Morgan there.
Won't worry East too much. They'll see there's another opportunity to use the force of their scrum, but we'll see what the scrum changes of what impact that's had for Queanbeyan.
Absolutely. Didn't show much in that first one. Nura Nadruka. Interesting to see the veteran prop moving over to the tight head side now. The form whittles in. He won't mind. We'll see how it goes here. Could this be the little tactical decision that gets Queanbeyan moving the right way? So much chat out there between these two sides. You can tell competition fierce. Samuelo geeing up his young man Whittle beside him. Whittle keen for more. Well, look, scrums aren't for everyone, but I tell you what, this battle's so key.
Look, it's a dark
right
art. I couldn't
game.
tell you what's happening in there, but what I can see from my amateur position is that Andrew Whittle's certainly dominating on his side of the scrum.
I played in the front row my whole life, and I don't even know if I could tell you what's going on in there, mate. Bit of hard pushing, bit of luck. As I say, the random penalty generator. But no doubt today who's been the dominant side in the set piece department. It's been East, led by Andrew Whittle. And they have another chance to attack here, but Queanbeyan hoping they can just get one big effort here to release that back line. And they've been given a reprieve here, and they won't pack another. They'll go quick. Goddard to Manuel Leval. Goes to wide to Jimenez. Jimenez feeds Gilmore. Hits it at pace and gets his side right up into the East 22. Here's Frost. Looks for space, does the big man. Goddard to Gordon. Bumps and rolls does Gordon. And they go forward. Manuel Level. Hitched and stopped, but met at source by East. Here's Nadruku.
He's a big man, takes a bit to get him down.
Bizzato feeds Goddard. The pass is beautiful to that left wing. Only inches short now. What a ball from Goddard.
Try saving
Edge to
tackle.
Gordon. Are they in here? They are! Queanbeyan take the lead. We'll have to wait and see who's in the middle of that scrum there, but it looks to have been that man Tia once again. He got them going in the first half, Tia, and it looks like he's given his side the lead here. With the sun starting to drop at Griffith Oval. East need another big effort to come back from being behind here, Paul.
So this kick becomes really important. It's a 5-point game now, and Goddard will be looking to add the extra 2.
It all came from that scrum. East just a little bit over eager. Gave away the free kick. And Queanbeyan moved the ball fantastically. Nadruku, big carry. Goddard. He's been his side's best, I think, today.
It's really been the tale of the day. You know, East dominating at the set piece, and Queanbeyan, when they move it wide and quick, they have the better of East out wide.
Kick doesn't find the range this time. So as you said, Paul, huge in the context now. Just a 5-point lead for Queanbeyan. Still time for East to snatch a win here, but 100% it's been the forwards for East, and it's been the back line for Queanbeyan.
Yeah, without a doubt.
We saw that last week with Western Gungahlin, with Gungahlin scrum, ultimately gifting them the win there at Jemison. But I think on occasion here, East have not used that scrum pressure to turn into points quite enough. They still will feel that they've got some
It's a great steal.
energy for the rest of this game. That's a great steal from East.
I didn't see who was on that. I think it might have been Malatasi, I think.
Looked to have been Malatasi there wearing 7.
Yep.
Again, we've said a lot of names out there, but he's been excellent for East, doing a lot of the dirty work for his side. Now, this big East pack. We've got an opportunity now to get that rolling maul going. We saw before Queanbeyan stepping off the East rolling maul, and then Penny Nifo turning that into 5 points. A similar setup from the scrum, but Eason firmly in first receiver here, but they go to the maul, and Queanbeyan same again, and it's brilliantly executed from the Whites. Stepped off the maul. Wasn't recognised on this occasion by East. And Queanbeyan win themselves a scrum. Big chance now. Huge scrum in this game. Huge chance for East. If Queanbeyan can just get that ball out quickly, they may feel that that was just another notch in their column in a tight game. 31-26 with not long to play here.
Yeah, East have just got to put that one behind them now. Just focus on this scrum and trying to win this scrum, get possession of the ball again. How much time left do you think there is?
Well, we'll have to see. Can't be heaps and heaps of time left. It's championship minutes time. It's the moments in the games that ultimately decide the result.
Big scrum.
Queanbeyan holding firm, and he's been called for a crooked feed. Oh, thought it was a crooked feed. That's what the call seemed to be from the referee, but it'll be Queanbeyan's put in once again. Interesting signage there from the referee. Looked to be saying that it was a crooked feed there at the scrum, Paul.
Yeah, he's given Queanbeyan another opportunity. So East have just got to, again, make sure they get a clean hit here. Clean engagement.
From the bit we saw there, it looked to be a little bit better from Queanbeyan's point of view.
Yep.
Holding that drive off slightly. Perhaps he's starting to tire. Put in mountain shift have that entire 8 of East all day.
That's right. It's a big effort for that front row to play the minutes they have.
Absolutely. And
I'm not sure whether Tim Cornforth plans to make any subs, but I think he's probably going to let these guys run the course.
yeah, I think maybe normally you might look to, as Lola Tonga looks to G up the supporters for East, turning up the pressure here at Griffith Oval. Big scrum. Massive scrum. Penalty!
Penalty to East.
Wasted no time in making the decision. And now it's a massive opportunity for East. They decide to go to the corner. You can bet they won't be fooled on this occasion, Paul, by Queanbeyan standing off. Well, I hope
they've learnt their lesson from the last one. They got away with it two line-outs ago and then weren't so lucky in the last one.
Is this the moment for East? 5 points down. 31-26. They try to stand off again, but it doesn't work, and Nifo goes early, needs support. They choose to go wide to Reeson. It's a speculative ball to Morso, and he just didn't have time, and Jimenez in space now. Taken well by the covering East defence, but advantage coming for the Whites. Is that the moment where Queanbeyan take a lead into this game? And well, we just talked him up, but that's Malatase going to the bin. Interesting. That was the decision that just broke the camel's back, as they say, Paul. And
yeah, that's really
East down to 14.
I think in that last passage of play, it probably would have been wiser for East to keep it tight, but they went wide early and turned it over.
Very little time remaining here at Griffith Oval. Queanbeyan with possession, with a man advantage in the pack. Looking to close out what would be a bonus point win against East. It's not over yet. With this East backline, with the weapons they have, they can score from anywhere. Line-out is excellent from Queanbeyan. Use the tall timber and Frost, and they go wide. Morgan to Jimenez. Puts a little stabbing kick. It's a tough one to take for Angelados. Goes inside to his support. It's a really good tackle there from Gordon. Just can't get Twist out. Well done by Tico Twist. Greg Williams plays halfback. Gives to Nifo. He's isolated Nifo, but his support comes, but he's been ripped by Tia. Oh, ball goes to Dex, and now East can counter through Greg Williams. Questionably if that was high, but we'll come back for the knock-on. Time still in this game.
Yeah, there can't be much time remaining here.
Queanbeyan feeling like they might have just taken the best of East at the scrum. If they can eke out a penalty here, East will give them a chance to counter and get into the right end of the field with still 5 points down on the scorecard. Clock is in the red. Can't be much to go here. Have to be feeling that they're going to launch an attack here, Paul. No time for kicking the ball. No time for territory. They've got to look to attack now.
They're going to try and bring George Morso into play here.
Oh, it's the scrum of the day for Queanbeyan Whites. How about that? Look at just the joy on the face of the Queanbeyan Whites pack. They've been taking every single punch and blow all day long, right when it mattered.
You'd have to think Goddard will take the points here.
right when it mattered, East cough up a penalty at the scrum. Nori Najuku, he's changed that scrum since he's come on. And as you said, Paul, Goddard looks to the post to seal a win for Queanbeyan. Well, as the story was written, it was the East scrum all day.
Yeah, clearly being a man down in the scrum has made a big difference. But
yeah, it's definitely a factor, no doubt. I just wonder as well, with the effort that East front row have had to put in, going the distance, as you said, not easy for a front row.
Definitely big minutes. So look, I think they've done a fantastic job, commendable effort. But
absolutely,
certainly showing fatigue at the end of the game.
He'll surely seal a win here with 3, Goddard. The strike is good. What's the ref's call? It's over. And so is the game. 34-26 full-time score from Griffith Oval. Heartbreak for East in the end.
Yeah,
no bonus point, but a much better performance, Paul.
Look, they'll take some positive out of it. At the end of the day, though, we didn't get the W. It's a heartbreaking loss, but certainly a much better effort than we've seen in the last 3 or 4 weeks.
Absolutely, and for Queanbeyan, it's another bonus point win for them. They move up the table and they certainly look a much improved side here in the Griffin Legal John Dent Cup. It's been a fantastic day here as the temperature starts to drop at Griffith Oval. My thanks for our sponsors, Griffin Legal, Han Superdry, Rourke Projects, McDonald's ACT, O'Neill's and Poplars. Ryan Murphy for Paul, for myself, for Bar TV. Thank you so much. We'll be back next week.